Once upon a time, a long time ago, there lived a special group of animals under a very special tree. Now, this tree, what can I say about it? Well, it was so tall that you would have to look for a day just to see the top. It was so big around, it would take all of us holding hands to get around it. Why, it's so slippery you couldn't climb it. But that's not why it was special. This was the only tree like this in the entire world. It was a food tree. All you had to do was to go up underneath this tree and put up your hands and say the magic word, and out of the tree came food. Whatever food you were thinking about. If you were thinking pizza, down it would come. If you were thinking sweet potatoes, down they would come. Whatever you had the mind for, all you had to do is say the magic word. Well, this special group of animals gathered every day, and they went out and put up their hands and said the magic word. And finally one of them said, you know, all of us saying the magic word, why don't we just get one person to do it? And so they said, all right, who should we choose? And they said, well, there's an old man who lives across the river. We'll go ask him. So they went over to the old man, and he said, would you come and say the magic word for all of us? And he said, yes, I'll do it. And so every morning he hobbled with his old walking stick over the river, went over to the tree, held up his hands, and he said the magic word. Well, one day, a little bit later, the old man came over at 7 o'clock. Well, 7 o'clock came and went. And they said, where's the old man? We need our magic word. And they said, old man, come. And he said, he wasn't there. He didn't hear what he said at all because he wasn't even there. So where's the old man? Oh, we don't need him anyway. So they went out underneath the tree, and they put up their hands, and they looked at each other, and they said, what's the magic word? I forgot. So they whispered to each other, I forgot the magic word. And so finally, they forgot the magic word. None of them knew. They said, what are we going to do? We forgot the magic word. So they had to have a meeting. Now, you know what meetings are. A lot of people sit around and talk. Finally, one of them said, hey, I remembered long ago that across the mountains there is an old man, and he knows the magic word, so let's just send an animal over there. Well, who should we send? They looked and they at each other, and finally the kudu jumped up and he said, hey, how about sending me? I'm smart, I'm swift, I'm clever, and I'm good looking too. And so with that, the kudu went out across the meadow. Now, there's part of this story you have to help me with. Hands go like this. And then you go like this. And when I do like this, that means stop. Well, the kudu went out across the meadow like this. And then he went into the deep, dark woods like this. And then he came to the river, swam all the way across, got on the other side, shook himself off, and he looked up and there was a big mountain. So he had to go up the mountain like this. And down the mountain he went. And right in front of the old man's door, he knocked 3 times. Who is it? Came with the old man. Why, it's me, the kudu. I'm smart, I'm swift, clever, and good looking too. and I've come to ask the magic word, and I'm going back, and I'll be a real hero for everyone. So he said, here is the magic word. And he whispered it right into his ear. The magic word is... Thank you very much. And with that, he had to go back the way he came, only in reverse. So the first thing he did was to climb up the mountain. Got up quick. Down the other side, into the river. And then he was coming across the meadow. Look, there's the kudu. Kudu, do you have the magic word? Yes, I do. I'm smart, swift, clever, and good-looking, too. And so with that, you have to watch me carefully now. The kudu wasn't watching where he was going. And as he got closer and closer to the tree, all of a sudden he went whoosh, like that. Oh, kudu, he was all crumpled up there. What's the magic word? I forgot. I guess I'm not so clever after all. So they had to have another meeting. And they said, well, we're going to send another animal or we're going to starve. So who shall we send? The elephant leaped in right away and he said, hey, how about sending me? Elephants never forget. And so with that, the elephant went out across the meadow like this. Into the deep, dark woods. Into the river. Up the mountain to the very top. Saw the old man's house down there. Down he went. Knocked on the door. Who is it? Why, it's me, the elephant, and I've come to ask the magic word. But I just told the kudu. Did he forget? Yes, but elephants never forget. So he whispered the magic word. Thank you. I'll go back and everybody will say what a great person I am. So, back he went, only in reverse. Up the mountain to the very top. Down the mountain. Into the river. Into the deep, dark woods. Look what the elephant is coming, they said. Elephant, do you have the magic word? Yes, elephants never forget. And so, came closer and closer, but he wasn't looking where he was going. And all of a sudden, he went crash. Elephant, what's the magic word? I guess elephants sometimes forget. I don't know. So they had to send another animal. Who should we send? We need somebody that can get there quick, somebody that won't bash into things. Who should we send? The bird jumped up and said, hey, how about sending me? I'll fly over everything. So with that, the bird went over the meadow, went over the deep, dark woods, went way over the river, went up the mountain, down the mountain, and he landed right by the door. He knocked 5 times. Yes, who is it? Why, it's me, the bird, and I've come for the word. Do you have the word, bird? And he said, yes, I'll get the word. So he whispered the word right into it. And he said, now don't forget. And so that bird went back up the mountain, down the mountain, over the river, over the deep dark woods. Bird, watch out where you're going. And the bird looked, and he said, wasn't looking where he was going. All of a sudden he went like that. He crumbled up, and he forgot the word. Well, they tried another meeting, another animal, another meeting. They used everybody up. Finally, they were sitting in a circle, and they were all weeping. We're going to starve to death. All the animals bash into things, and nobody remembers. What are we going to do? Then, all of a sudden, when they were sitting in this big circle in the firelight, out came a mouse. A little tiny mouse. Hey, he said, how about sending me? No, mouse, you're too little. They'll just eat you up. Well, I could try. Everybody else has tried. Yep, the elephant said, just let him go. Everybody's tried, he might as well try too. So that little mouse went out across the meadow like this. Came to the deep, dark woods. Now he was frightened. No, I don't think I can do it, but I'm going to try. So he went into the deep, dark woods. He looked here, he looked here, he looked there. Came to the river. He said, oh, I don't think I can do it, but I'm going to try. Well, he jumped in the river, was swimming like this. His whiskers were going like this. He was going along. Whew, he made it. He looked up at the mountain. That's the biggest mountain I ever saw. I don't think I can do it, but I'm going to try. So up he went. Down he went. And he knocked 5 times. No answer. He knocked 2 more times. No answer. He knocked 3 more times. Who is it? Not another one of those stupid animals. The door opened and out stomped the old man. He said, I'm so sick and tired of you animals coming up here and asking, and you never forget. On and on and on he went. He said, go away. The mouse looked at him and he said, I'll not go away. I came all this way. I swam the Pacific Ocean. I climbed Mount Everest, and I am not going. Okay, said the man, come up here. So he climbed up on the old man's shoulder. The old man said, I'm going to tell you the magic word twice. And I never want to see any of you animals again. So if you trip and fall like everybody else, tough luck. The magic word is Uangulema. What? Said the mouse. Say that again. Uangulema. Thank you. I'm going back. I hope I make it. So he went up the mountain. Down the mountain. Into the river. Into the deep dark woods. He wasn't nearly as frightened this time, but he was still a little scared. He went this way, that way, this way, that way, this way. And they said, look at the mouse. Look at, he's coming. Mouse, do you have the magic word? Yes. Well, stop. Don't move. Don't move. So the animals went out and they surrounded him. And they said, all right, pick up your left foot. Now put your right foot there. Left foot here, right foot there. And they guided him in. And then somebody made a mistake. The little mouse was coming in and doing everything they told him. And we got most of the way, and all of a sudden he stopped. And he went like this. Big smile on his face. Hey, everybody's paying attention to me. Isn't that wonderful? And he wasn't looking where he was going. And all of a sudden, he went crash. There he was. The little mouse was laying there. Mouse, you're our last hope. Do you have the magic word? I don't think so. Well, can you try? I'll try. I'll try my best. So he went out underneath the tree. They kind of let him out there. He put up his little paws like this. And he said, the magic word is ooh, ooh, ooh. I forgot. Mouse, one last try. So that little mouse took a deep breath. And then he took the deepest breath that a mouse has ever taken. The magic word is Oongolema. And down came food. And they ate and they ate and they ate. Oh, they were so happy. They said, you know what? The mouse rescued us. What we need to do is to make him king of the forest. That's what we'll do. And so if you go there to this day and you find the tree and you ask for the king of the forest's permission, and if you remember the magic word, you can eat whatever you want. And that's the end of the story. Once upon a time, a long time ago, there lived a turkey and his friend the farmer. Now the farmer loved this turkey a whole lot. He was a pet. And he said, Turkey, no matter what happens, I will never eat you for the holidays. Thanksgiving can come and go. Christmas can come and go. And I will not eat you. And the turkey said, gee, that's great. I wonder if he means it. So, holiday came and went. There was the turkey still there. The next holiday came and went, and the turkey was still there. So the turkey said, you know, that farmer really does love me. I'd like to do something for him. So what could it be? He thought and he thought. He said, tomorrow morning, I'm going to go to town. I'm going to find something for the farmer, just to prove that I love him and to thank you. So the next morning, that's just what he did. He went out the gate, he went out to the road, and he started up the hill. When he got about a third of the way up the hill, he heard a voice. Turkey, where are you going? Turkey said, well, I'm going to town. He said, Turkey, have you forgotten who lives at the other side of that hill? Oh, the turkey forgot. Because on the other side of the hill lived a great big giant. He was about 10 feet tall, almost as tall as that ceiling. And it was rumored that if you went by his place in the middle of the night, he would reach out and grab you and you'd never see you again. Oh, he said, I forgot about the turkey. I forgot about that giant. I know. I'll just sneak by his place. So up the hill he went, down the hill he went. And he started going on his tiptoes right by the giant's place. Then all of a sudden he looked over there and he saw a piece of gold. He said, this is perfect. I'll take this back and give it to my friend the farmer. Piece of gold, wow. And he turned around, and then all of a sudden, a great big shadow came over him. And you know who that was. He looked back up there, and there was the big giant slobbering on him. And he said, give me that gold, Turkey. And he said, no, I found it. Give it to me or I'll squash you flat. And he snatched it away from him and marched into the house. And the turkey stood there and he said, that's not fair. That's just not fair. I'm going to go get that back. So what can a little turkey do against a big giant? Well, He walked over to that window, stretched his neck up like that, put his wing out, and he said, "Gobble, gobble, gobble, goo. Guess what I'm going to do to you?" The turkey looked and he said, "Rrr. What's that? What's that turkey doing there?" The giant said that. And the giant, he said, there was a friend next to him, and he said, "Take that turkey and get rid of it." So his friend rushed out and grabbed the turkey by the neck, and he said, "What should I do with him?" "Take that turkey and throw him down a well, and he'll drown, and we'll get rid of him." So his friend grabbed that turkey by the neck again. He drug him all the way across town, found a well this big around. He said, "Goodbye, turkey." Poof, down he went. Splash. There he was in the water, swimming for all he was worth to keep from going under. Then all of a sudden, the turkey did an extraordinary thing. He put his beak down in the water, and he went and sucked himself up with water, and he got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then he climbed out of the well. All he had to do was tip sideways, and up he went. And do you know where he went? Right back to the giant's house. Stretched his neck up like that, looked in the window, and he said, "Gobble, gobble, gobble, goo. Guess what I'm going to do to you?" Turkey looked at me. You could do this part with me if you want. If you get angry, you go like this. Oh. So the giant went, oh. Then he said, "All right, build a big bonfire and take that turkey and throw him in the middle. We'll have roast turkey." And with that, his friend went out and grabbed that turkey, and he took him outside, built a great big fire, and tossed him in. "Goodbye, turkey." Turkey looked and he said, "Uh-oh." But then he did something extraordinary. Out came the water, and the fire went out. So he marched right back to the giant's house, stuck his neck in the window, and he said, "Gobble, gobble, gobble, goo. Guess what I'm going to do to you?" Oh, we got to get rid of that turkey. Oh, and the longer he sat, the angrier he got. Oh, all right. I know what I'm going to do. Hold him right there. And he went out, held him against the door, and he went, "Wait, just right here." Excuse me. And so he went to the cupboard and he got out some honey. And he poured it all over the turkey. And the turkey was just dripping with honey. He said, "Well, that doesn't seem very mean to me." "Yeah, well, I want to take him and throw him in an ant nest. There's a big ant nest on the edge of town. Throw him in, and the ants will eat the honey first and him second." "Okay." So he took him, he grabbed him, and he said, "This is it, turkey. The ants are going to get you." Tossed him in, and the ants, there were big ants and small ants and red ants and hungry ants. And they started eating the honey, and they started eating the turkey. Then the turkey did something extraordinary. You know what he did? He stuck his beak right down in the middle of that ant nest, and he sucked up all the ants. The big ones, the small ones, the red ones, the black ones, and the hungry ones. And he went right back to the giant's house. Stuck his neck up like this. "Gobble, gobble, gobble, goo. Guess what I'm going to do to you?" Oh, he was super mean this time, mad. Oh, all right. Bring him in the house. So his friend grabbed the turkey and brought him into the house. Sit him down there. Set him down. Turkey, I'm getting rid of you once and for all. So he backed up, and he just started to sit down on top of the turkey. And as he was lowering himself, out came the ants. The red ones, the black ones, the big ones, the small ones. And they started biting the turkey. There was the turkey. There was the giant, and they were biting him. And they bit, and they bit, and they bit. And all of a sudden, the giant jumped up, and he said, "Help, help, I've got ants in my pants." And with that, he rushed towards the door, and he ran out the door, up the hill, and halfway up the big hill and back. And he said, "Give that turkey whatever he wants. Me, I'm out of here." And he was gone and never saw him again. But when the farmer went back, and he looked out the door, there came the turkey, carrying the piece of gold. And he lived a long, long time with that farmer. And that's the end of the story.